Let's turn to page 231 in your language book. Using words correctly. Sometimes you may be unsure about which words are correct. Your teachers and parents have to correct you for using expressions like he don't, here's mom and dad, go lay down. Study this chapter, listen to good speakers, read good books, and speak good English. You will soon learn to use words correctly. Start by learning these simple rules for subject-verb agreement. We have learned that nouns and pronouns can be singular or plural. Verbs also can be singular or plural. A singular subject takes a singular verb. Our teacher sings very well. Tyler is the fastest runner on the track team. A plural subject takes a plural verb. The choir members sing well. Our boys are faster runners than the boys on the other team. The pronoun you always takes a plural verb. Noah, you are late. Boys, you are early. Let's look down in the yellow box at the bottom of the page. An S ending is often a sign of a singular verb and a sign of a plural subject. Runs, R-U-N-S, is a singular verb. Dogs, D-O-G-S, is a plural noun. The verbs am, is, was, has, and does are singular. Notice how all of them, except for the word am, end in S. The verbs are, were, have, and do are plural. When a sentence contains a verb phrase, it is the helping verb that must agree with the subject. The farmer is harvesting his crops. The cows are grazing in the pasture. Let's look at page 232. Write singular in the blank if the following subject and verbs are singular. Write plural if they are plural. You can use your P and your S like we do in class. Students recite. Is that singular or plural? Students refer to more than one, so that would be plural. A student recites. Students recite. Look at number 2. She says. She is one person. So we would say she says, not she say. You would say they say. They is more than one. They say. She says. Let's look at number 3. Friendship is. Friendship is talking about one or more than one. It's talking about one. Friendship is. Is ends with an S. Friendships, talking about more than one friendship, is plural, and we would use the word are. Let's look at think C. Write yes in the blank if the following subject and verb agrees. Write no if they do not. Number 1, pirates robs. Pirates is more than one. So would we put an S on our verb? No, we would not. It would be pirates rob. Let's look at number 2. He don't. He is one. So would we say he don't or he does not? He does not. Does has the S in it. Number 3, I are. I refers to how many? Refers to one. So you would use am. I am. You are. I am. All right. Look over on page 233. Sometimes a prepositional phrase comes between the subject and the verb in a sentence. Do not let this confuse you. The verb must still agree with the subject, not the object of the preposition. Let's look at number 1. The sound of many voices was or were heard. What would be correct? The sound of many voices was heard. The sound of many voices were heard. Which would be correct? Was. The sound of many voices was heard. Now, let Miss Smith tell you a secret. If you find the subject and you circle your subject, and then take your pencil and draw a line through your prepositional phrase and try saying your sentence, see if it sounds correct. Look at number 1 for my example. The sound of many voices is your prepositional phrase. So if I mark that out and just say the sound, would you say the sound was heard or the sound were heard? Was. I marked out my prepositional phrase and then reread it without the prepositional phrase, and it's easier to find the correct word. Let's look at number 2. The study of subjects and verbs are very important. The study of subjects and verbs is very important. What is our prepositional phrase there? Of subjects and verbs. So if we draw a line through of subjects and verbs and just say the study are very important or the study is very important, which one sounds correct? Is. The study of subjects and verbs is very important. Let's do one more together. That wonderful collection of stories were sold yesterday. First of all, what is our prepositional phrase? Of stories. So let's draw a line through of stories. That wonderful collection was sold yesterday. That wonderful collection were sold yesterday. Which sounds correct? That wonderful collection was sold yesterday. That wonderful collection of stories was sold yesterday. Good job. Look at the yellow box in the center of the page. Sentences often begin with there is, here are, there was, or here were. The words there and here in such sentences are not the subjects. In sentences beginning with here or there, you must look carefully after the verb for the subject so that you can make the verb agree with it. Here is water in the desert. What is the subject of this sentence? Water. Water what? Is. Here is water in the desert. There are 2 sides to every question. What is the subject? Sides. Sides of the question, correct? What's our verb? Are. There are 2 sides to every question. Think B says, underline each subject one time and underline the correct verb in the parentheses twice. So you're going to begin by looking at the sentence and finding your subject. Underline your subject and then go back to the verbs in parentheses and choose the correct verb. Remember, if your subject is singular, then you need a singular verb. If it's plural, you need a plural verb. Let's look at number 1. There are several girls on the committee. What's our subject? Our subject is girls. Is girls one or more than one? It's more than one. So which verb is the plural verb? Is, are. There are several girls on the committee. Good job. On page 234, think C says the verb has is singular, have is plural. Fill in each blank with has or have. This is not a hard activity. What you need to be sure that you do, though, is to find your subject first. Remember, if it's a singular subject, you need a singular verb. If it's a plural subject, you need to choose a plural verb.